You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Steiner and you're listening to Mark of the Maker. This is episode 94 of the podcast, and this is a picks episode.
Woohoo!
Yeah. It should be kind of a fun one. We have a fun theme. We'll get to that in a second. Let's make sure we have our usual crew here. I think we have a full cast today. We have Mr. Tom Krein.
Hey, guys.
We have Mr. Sean Kendrick.
Hey, hey.
And we have Mr. Michael Birch.
Present.
Okay, so as always, we want to thank our patrons. These are people who support us through a website called Patreon. This is a way where people can pledge some couple bucks a month to help keep the show in motion and support everything we have going on and equipment and all that good stuff. So you can find us there at patreon.com, patreon.com. If you'd like to join up and help support the show. We appreciate all of you who do, sticking with us for a long, long time now. And that's awesome. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you all very much for that.
Really appreciate you guys.
Then I think Tom's going to introduce our sponsor.
AMX Inc. So George over at AMX Inc., he's got a lot of cool stuff. I was actually looking at some Damasteel over there.
Damasteel?
Yeah. It's been long enough that I forget how much I hate working with it, and I think about how nice it looks, so it's about time to do some self-flagellation, I guess.
100% self-inflicted. I'm going to remind you of that when you're complaining about it.
Oh, I know. But yeah, George has really cool stuff. He's got Meteorite in stock. Yeah, really. If you need some stuff to build an epic build, George is the place to go. AMXinc.com.
There you go. Thanks, George, for all of your support. We appreciate you, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks, George. I was looking at that Meteorite last night, actually.
Yeah. George always got surprise stuff popping up on there.
I said, he's a hustler, man. He gets around.
Yeah, no doubt. George, always on the move. Wah, 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 wow. Wah, wah. Okay. Thanks, George, for your support, buddy. We appreciate you. So, Tom had the lead on this episode, and he is going to explain what exactly we are doing today.
Yeah, so basically, Tom takes a hike. It's fall picks. Woo! Right? Everybody's excited I'm leaving. It makes me want to cry sometimes. But yeah, so we're going to do some fun camping, bushcrafting, survival stuff. So that's always fun, at least for me.
That's Tom's favorite thing.
I'll be honest, I love the picks probably the most, where we get to pick stuff, because it oftentimes I don't have time to do this kind of thing, and I really enjoy it, but I have to do it if, it's like homework.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a factor in here where Tom gets to feel like he's going shopping without having to actually spend any money.
100%, but I probably am going to spend some money anyway. So.
Let's be real, people. Tom takes a hike. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to go through some picks categories like we usually do, a bunch of different stuff that you'd take if you were going camping, basically, right? And it's fall, as we're recording this one.
You want me to go through them real quick?
Sure, yeah. Explain what we're going to go through.
Yeah, so the first pick is going to be a knife for a casual day hike. So you're driving up, you're doing a little hike for a couple hours, and you need to have a knife. Nothing crazy. Pick 2 is going to be a knife for backpacking, which can get pretty specialized. So that one can be kind of fun. There's a lot of different thoughts on that. Third is going to be a knife for bushcraft. That's going to be like, what's the difference between survival and bushcraft? Bushcraft is more, instead of roughing, it's more smoothing it, right, in the woods. It's longer term and more carving and building stuff. Fourth pick is going to be a saw or axe, or both. These tools, a large knife can kind of do some of these, but can't do what either one of these can do nearly as well. So that's a fun pick. And then lastly, we're going to pick a firearm for outdoors use. It can be long arm, sidearm, and then, we want to kind of hear how you're going to be carrying it. So be for hiking, survival, woods bumming, hunting. This one's pretty wide open, so it should be fun.
So these are where we picked these for Tom to take on his hike.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
I'd like to think you're going to get me good stuff, but
No gag gifts on your hike, where you send you off on a hike like as a challenge where you get like a plastic butter knife kind of thing.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't do that to you, buddy.
Sweet.
Okay. So I think our order, we're going to go through an order. So we have 5 categories that Tom outlined. We're going to go Michael, Sean, me, and then Tom. Make
Tom
sense?
always wants to go last.
Yeah. I think it's like playing euchre. He wants to be the last guy in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'll go first if you want. However you guys want to do it. I'm easy.
All good.
No, I'm good. I like most of these, I kind of went and looked around at a bunch of stuff that I sort of wanted, and it's some of the stuff that I couldn't get when I was younger. It's always like sometimes it's not always a practical sort of thing that I pick for some of these. It's more like, ooh, that would be cool mentality.
Well, that's
which
what
is
makes it
super
fun.
weird. Yeah. So for the casual backpack or the day hike, I picked Patrick Doyle Land Pirate. It's a short, stubby, big-bellied knife, and I believe these are hollow ground. And they look handy. Handy as all hell. I love a knife with a big belly for most things. It's got enough of a tip that you can still use it as a, you gotta, not just skin or whatnot. It's a nice overall design.
It's a dad bod knife.
It really is. Sort of a clip point. It's got a false edge. Got a nice thumb rest. It's got micarta. It's done well. I like that one. I like that piece.
Patrick builds beautiful knives.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, and I think you could put this in your pocket, or you can put it on the side of your, little day pack. I think it'd be pretty handy for you for when you get out of
Pretty trick sheath too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
fancy.
It's got a little pocket clip.
Yeah, very jazzy.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. It's for you.
Oh, I forgot. I'm going to like this.
We're glad you like it, Tom. Yeah, Patrick's a good guy, makes good stuff. This is a very nice example. This one's from 2017. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He's been making this Land Pirate model for a while. I think this was one of his earlier ones, if I remember right.
And I had it written down as Land Shark for quite a bit.
Nice.
And I was incorrect.
Yeah, it happens.
I really like that clip. It's really nice and deep and thins that tip down.
Yeah,
That swedge is hot.
And it's 3V.
there you go.
But it's sold and it's not available. So
Right. The one we're looking at is on Arizona, but
Mhm.
Patrick's got a Facebook group. You can go find his stuff there. And yeah, he's doing good work.
He's also from Michigan, Mark.
He is.
Yeah.
Right
another
down
Michigan
the road.
boy.
He's actually really close by.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. Patrick rode home with us from the Kentucky show a few years ago. Cruised in a backseat of a Camaro. I said, we got space, man. It's a little crunchy back there. Fold yourself up.
There's not much space in the backseat of a Camaro.
No. He
My
survived,
sister
though.
has one.
Patrick survived. He's making knives to this day, so it must have been all right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I that's a good point, Tom. I think that swedge, this is a very stubby, chubby boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it actually probably would actually stab pretty well because it's got not a lot going on out at the end, right? It's kind of thinned down, which is good.
In case you got to fight off camp vagrants.
Right.
Have some stabability.
Right. Or rival land pirate tribes.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. All right, excellent pick. What do you got, Sean, for your casual day hike knife?
All right, I've got a Kramer Custom Knives Grinch XL Bowie variant.
Damn.
A lot of
And
words.
picture sent. Check this shiz.
Ooh.
Right?
It's pretty sexy too. Look at that clip.
That is.
And it's got a little
Mhm.
bit of that SOG flavor, you know?
Yeah. Dang.
That would have been zero fun to grind.
Yeah.
That swedge, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that dude, man, I'm thinking it's like a 5.5 inch blade on that one.
Oh, wow.
I can't remember.
It's a good sized knife.
Yeah, it's a decent sized knife.
And
Based on the clip, I'd say you're probably about right.
Yeah. What kind of trouble you expecting for Tom on this casual day hike? Because this thing
Huh?
can do some fighting.
Well, I'll be prepared.
I just want him to have the good stuff, man.
that's right.
I want him to be styling. I don't want somebody to think he's a broke motherfucker.
Solid plan. I like it.
Let's deceive them.
Yeah. Flex on those pores, Tom. Flex.
Yeah.
That is a stabby one, too. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm broke, but I got cool knives.
Yeah.
That's why you're broke, dude. I mean, that's why I'm fucking broke.
Ain't nothing
That's
wrong
true.
with
And
that.
guns, I got shit.
There may be a correlation there.
Ain't nothing wrong.
Let me open my safe and show you my 401k.
Right?
That one's got some like mild Anzo texture going on.
The
Yeah.
handle is
Mhm.
really comfy.
It does. Very
What
cool.
steel is that? Do you know, Sean?
Dude, I did at one point, and if you give me just a second, I'll find out. I don't think it's Magna Cut. It's a newer stainless.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was a newer knife. I kind of assumed it was a little bit of an older one.
Definitely sexy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it was Magna Cut, man, that's brand new.
No, it's new. Like, he just put it up a couple months ago, if that.
When I first saw that sheath, I thought it was one of those Ulticlip things, but it's not, right? That's like
Oh,
is it like a two-way clip or something, or is that just the way it's bent?
I think it's just
bent
a
down real short.
spring.
I got you.
Yeah, it's just a spring, and that part that's
Yeah,
bent in hooks
I
on
can't
your belt.
find the steel
Yeah.
info.
I try to love the Ulti clips more over and over, and I'm just not strong enough for those damn things.
Oh, to get them opening.
Yeah, they work great, but they're just too strong, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I mean, once you get them on, they ain't moving. So
Right.
there's definitely good things about them, and I love the company and I love them, but damn, I'm just not strong enough.
Yeah, good people, right?
Oh yeah,
I think Ryan's working with them, right?
Yeah, for
Ryan
sure.
Thompson, yep. All right. Nice pick, Sean.
mm-hmm.
Thank you.
yeah, that's really
And
good.
Eric's a good dude. Man, I've known him for quite a while.
Yeah,
He's been around for a while.
definitely. Sean throws in round one with the aorta poker. I love it. Yeah, not playing.
Oh yeah, Mark. What about you? What'd you get me?
Tom, I got you something real nice because I know that you like this guy's work. You're the one who turned me on to him, and that is Alexander Afonchenko.
Oh yeah,
And I think I mentioned this in a previous episode. I don't think I picked it for a pick, but this is a little version of his Puko called a dwarf Puko. That's what it says on the card. And
isn't it clean?
super clean. And super cool little knife, man. This is he blasting this handle material?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's getting the
Grippy
orange
as
down in
shit.
there.
Super grippy. Yeah, like but that kind of like the blasted carbon fiber, it's like grippy, but it's not so grippy that it sticks to everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like there's like overly like like G10, right? Hyper Velcro style grippy. It's like the right amount of grippy, which is really cool.
Yeah, his knives are super cool.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what is that, Tom? You think he drills that in and puts a slice of orange material in there and then takes
I
out the
don't-
dimple?
So I don't know how he's doing that. If he's inlaying orange from the backside, but it's so thin and even. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be a pin he has running through it because he has a pretty different like tang on those little knives
Yeah.
because he insets if you look at like the almost bolster
Yeah.
thing, he
Yep.
insets the blade into those.
Right. It's
Yep.
in a notch.
Yeah, so it might be a kind of a funky tang that he puts a whole thing through there.
Oh,
How do you get it like it's dome? So even on his solid ones where it's not contrasting, it has that because that's what the Kydex hooks into.
right.
Yeah, just a big ball and mill.
I don't know how in the heck you would center that up.
You're thinking, Michael, he maybe it's almost even part of the retention. He puts that right through the blade. Is there like a?
Yeah, like that's the
Yeah.
pin.
I gotcha.
Right, but and I agree. I think you're right. But how do you line up to? I mean, if you look at the edges, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got his process down and he can math it out, that ain't that hard to do with a little fixture plate or something.
We are talking to a teacher. Of
That's because you're
machines.
all machine shop smart now.
Boom.
Excuse me, you might want to step back while I explain how this is done, he said.
God damn it. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a fucking education.
I know. We know.
Wow. Okay. Sean's a
Yes,
little
yes, your ignorance is better than my knowledge.
Sean's pick is about to be a little less cool.
Yeah, he's all in on indoctrination camp over there. We got you, son.
Have you considered going into the trades, son?
Or at least going to school.
Right. Yeah, you might not be a professor like Sean, but you can at least make something of yourself.
I know.
All right, Alexander Afonchenko. You can find him on Instagram. What's his Instagram, Tom? Do you remember?
No.
We'll put it in
I
the
didn't.
Facebook group and stuff.
Afonchenko or something.
Yeah,
like
Afonchенko. If you search Afonchenko Knives, you'll find it.
that. Yeah.
_ knives. That's his.
Oh, is it? Okay, perfect. Yeah, super cool little blade. I bought this in an auction from Vince at Fort Henry,
Oh, cool.
which is really nice. And then I think Vince sent him the money. He was in the Ukraine, and Vince sent some cash over to him as a little fundraiser thing a while ago. So
Great knife maker.
yeah, great knife maker, beautiful knives. He's doing really clean work. Some people have shared pictures of his stuff in our Facebook group recently, and those are really cool. There's a fighter that they showed in there that looked really, really cool.
His Instagram is worth following too. It's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It shows a lot.
Yeah.
It's like a Siebert clean.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It's a good
Yep.
way to describe it. Yep.
Hell yeah.
So
And
there
his
you go,
Kydex
Tom.
is really good too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it has the right amount of retention with that dimple. Like whatever that means. I don't know.
It's really good.
Yeah, like it holds it in, but it's not too hard to take out. But when it goes in, it's like kapow. Like you wouldn't have to look at it. You just will know that it's in, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Big fan of his work. Thanks.
Well, there you go.
Heck yeah.
You're ready for your day hike. It's a wee little blade, but boy, is it sweet. Easy to put that baby on your belt or something.
Yep. It's interesting. Two of you picked smaller knives, and I kind of went the same way. And what's interesting is we all picked fixed blades for this.
I went back and forth on that one, truthfully.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that. I just fixed blades immediately when it came to mind.
Yep. So I went with the Benchmade. So Benchmade has made a few knives recently that I really like the look of, and this little Benchmade Hidden Canyon I really like it. I went to REI, so the first thing I did was I went to REI. I was like, well, if you're gonna get a hiking knife, this is a good place to look.
Yeah, good call.
And yeah, I would highly recommend this knife. I've looked at it. It's small. It's I think it's sexy. I think it's a great design. I wish I would have designed it, but I didn't.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, it's CPM S90V.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool little earth colored G10, or Richlight with a
Richlight,
G10 orange G10 layer underneath, like a liner. So,
I
yeah.
love REI, but that's a cool knife for REI.
Yeah, their knives usually aren't this cool, but I actually
Yeah.
saw this for the first time at an REI in Santa Fe.
Oh,
We
really?
were going skiing, and we were getting some stuff, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. A good design is just a good design.
Right?
Yeah. Little wide belly, same sort of idea. I like that.
Yeah.
Is that? It almost looks like that sheath is black on one side, orange on the other.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Does that flare out like really wide, or is that just the picture?
It looks like it flares out pretty wide.
It looks like it does, yeah.
Yeah. Very
Not
nice.
sure about that, but
Bolatron sheath. You got to say that with force when you describe that.
right.
What's the difference between Bolatron and Kydex?
Company.
They're spelled with different letters.
Yeah. Right.
Actually, Bolatron is it works a little different.
Yeah. I was gonna
Different
say.
temperatures, but otherwise they're both thermal molded
Yeah.
plastics. I personally prefer Kydex. I feel that it molds a little better. But if you look at that one, they got pretty damn good molding. So yeah.
That's the Kydex kickback talking.
Mm-hmm. Big Kydex.
Big Kydex has Tom in their back pocket.
Yeah. They're paying me lots.
Yeah. Very cool, man. I never saw that knife before. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I like it.
Kind of weird you didn't treat yourself to a, more expensive knife, but that's you.
I was surprised how expensive it was actually when I pulled it up. That's a lot of money
Yeah,
at REI
it's not
for a
cheap.
knife. $230.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not cheap. That's why I don't have one.
yeah. I rolled back on his Instagram, the F Honchenko, and it looks like those are just, from judging by the tangs he uses, those are just maybe accent pieces.
Yeah.
So very cool.
Heck yeah. So, all right. Anybody have any seconds or backup picks for this?
Oh, I hear it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
This was just because I was scrolling through Arizona and some other places, and I came across Talon, Rob Simonich Talon, out of Talonite.
Ooh.
Dude, those were so cool.
Oh, I love those so much.
You've got
Nice
one, don't you?
throwback call.
I don't have a Talon. I've got a Raven, and I've got two or three of the little neck knives. Talon, though.
I'm pretty sure I've got one of these Talons somewhere.
And the worst part was, we made these picks a bit ago. I mean, it's available.
Oh.
It's just sitting here right here, available.
With an add to cart button like flashing in your eyes.
Right there.
Chung, chung. Yeah, the Talonite was really cool. He was a big proponent of that.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, getting a Talonite piece, Simonich made out of Talonite would be one hell of a cool piece. He's got a little funky, little insert of the carbon fiber and the blue G10.
He was a talented maker that passed way too soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's coming up on his anniversary because I can remember when it happened. It was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Wow. It's kind of crazy. After it happened, they were doing some fundraising. They put up his muzzle loading gear, like his bag and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody bid on it. And I actually just I bid on it and got it, and it's still hanging under my black powder rifle stuff. It's really cool. It's got a knife he made, a patch knife and everything.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sad deal, but awesome knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayback Machine piece. Very cool. Excellent. I didn't have a backup. Sean, did you have a backup pick on this one?
No, sir.
Well.
Yeah, I didn't do a backup on this one either.
Birch, the overachiever over there.
Look, you
Well,
did
always,
extra homework.
Suck up.
As a member of the education world, Sean, would you look upon that favorably?
No. I just be like, what's this suck up's angle?
I'm over there doing extra passes on the machine. Look at me.
Oh.
Sean was giving him the Joaquin Phoenix Caesar thumb. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Sorry.
All right, we're ready to move on to the big boy.
Yeah. Pick 2, knife for backpacking.
Knife for backpack. This one was
That's a
hard.
different gig. Yeah. Totally
it was
different.
hard.
What'd you come up
And
with?
once again, I went with something that I wanted as a kid that I couldn't get. And it sort of is like the whole knife and axe versus knife and saw kind of goes hand in hand. If you got a saw, you can get away with a smaller backpacking knife. If you have An axe, you can get away with an axe, you can get away with a smaller, knife. But if you have a saw, you kind of want something you can smack around a little bit more. But I ended up doing an axe and a big knife, which isn't very practical, but I did it anyway. So I picked the Falk-Niven NL2 Odin Northern Lights series in stacked leather.
Ooh.
Those are sexy.
Yeah, I
Sanmai.
I could not afford these. I always wanted one when I was a little bit younger. I couldn't get one, and they're kind of just a beast of a knife that I think would take a lot of work and not worry about it at all. It's got a very long blade, 7.8, VG10, and that's the core, but what is the clad material?
Seems like it's 420, I think, or something like
It
that.
was something like that. It
yeah.
should get a very cool kind of little patina after a while, but the stack leather gets me. It's just a very classical kind of shape to me.
Heck yeah.
And really just a classic piece from tip to tail.
Mm-hmm. If you had to chop away at some stuff, you could, I just like it. So, and it's kind of pricey, so you're welcome.
Right? Yeah. To me, those are like, they always made me think of like an upscale Trailmaster.
Yes, very much the same kind of shape, but I don't know which came first.
I'm pretty sure the Trailmaster did. I remember when these came out.
Are you
But-
sure?
Pretty sure.
Did you pick this knife before, Michael?
No, we talked about Falk-Niven.
Picked one and something, but yeah,
Yeah,
a smaller one.
Okay.
They're really cool.
that messed with my head too, because I was like, wait a minute, I knew we talked about that.
I swear we talked
brand.
about the Odin at one point, though, too. Maybe not.
Oh, it's highly possible.
Very interesting.
What episode is this? Like
5.
98, some
I think it's
shit?
5.
870.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a cool piece.
Oh, in the .256 blade thickness. So you're going to be a little tired carrying this thing around, but you're going to look cool as shit.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 13.8 ounces. That kind of beastie.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I debated, with this backpack thing. It's tricky.
Right? Yep.
This
And what are you
piece-
doing? Are you running away from home?
Yeah, Tom, what are you doing?
Is this like a
I'm-
predator situation? Are you
Right.
hunting or
No, I'm going backpacking, like hitting the trail, like Appalachian Trail or the High Sierra or whatever.
Okay.
all right? Are you going to Hugh Glass and stab a bear or something? I mean, what's the?
Probably.
Okay, then good. I'm glad I
Probably.
got this for you.
Yeah, it'll come in handy.
Yes, this is a good bear stabber.
Did you see the guy that killed a bear in my group?
No.
Oh yeah, that was a big old boy.
Yeah, somebody shot it with a bow, Kodiak.
Wow.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
No kidding.
He's only like 8.5 feet tall though, which
Crazy.
is crazy.
Yeah.
That's I feel like that's pretty big.
He went to Kodiak Island and got that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's pretty amazing. My dad went there once. I did not get invited.
Ah.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a kind of a terrifying place.
Yeah, he was saying there's like a very small window of when you can fly in because of the fog and the very small strip of land you can land on.
Wow.
Yeah. And like if you're deer hunting there, it's like the bears have gotten used to the dinner call of a rifle shot.
Oh.
So the big bears just come hauling ass in. So
Yeah.
if you're using a 270 or something, you need something bigger for a backup or
Or an
bigger-
NL2 Odin.
Right.
Yep.
I do remember that one dude killed a bear with a buck knife once, but I remember reading that in Blade magazine.
Yeah. That's a great story. Killed a bear with a buck knife. That sounds like a country song.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds terrifying. I mean, we don't really have that many bears where I live. There are black bears within an hour, and like every once in a while, one will walk into Fayetteville or Siloam Springs somewhere, but pretty rare. But when we went out to Glacier, and you're 30 yards away from a grizzly bear that's like shredding a stump like it's styrofoam, you're like, you realize how powerful these things are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
go
I mean,
get
it's
'em.
good to have this knife to yeah,
Protect yourself.
I get it.
Hey, you flashed the Odin with a bear. Did you see this has stacked leather?
Right.
You might want to back it up.
Mhm.
Sam Mai.
It's a
Right.
stacked bear leather.
I tanned this bear myself.
Oh, jeez.
That could get personal with the bear. You might not want to go there.
Yeah, good job.
All right. Very nice
Good pick.
pick, Michael.
Thank you.
It's got a little wee guard, that knife. That's interesting.
but it fits. You
It
know,
does somehow.
proportion wise, it fits.
Yeah. Like when I first got the picture open, I'm like, why is the guard so it's too small? And then you look at it a little bit, it's like, no, it's probably right for that knife.
Mhm. I think it's a big handle. I think it's a pretty
Yeah.
beefy handle.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
I've
sense.
always wanted one of these. They're so sexy.
Yeah, me too.
Not
Maybe
cheap.
when I'm older.
Not cheap. $560, $580, something like that.
Yeah, that's a lot for production.
No doubt. All right. Who's up next? Sean?
Sean.
That would be me. All right, sent the link. And now I had a hard time with this one too, and I went the opposite direction Michael did, and I went like wicked small.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, your backpack and throw it in your backpack. If you want any big shit, hang it off your belt.
There you go.
And I chose the Mora Knives Eldris with the fire kit.
Ooh.
Awesome. Awesome.
And dude, I mean, I really like this little knife. I mean, it's got a lot going for it. You can get it in all kinds of interesting colors. I like the green one personally.
Yep.
And I mean, it's just a handy little knife. Plenty of handle to hold on to. Cool blade shape. I mean, you know, useful blade shape. And it's a Mora, so you know it's going to work like a fucking rented mule.
Right.
I can remember when these came out. They were, I can remember waiting on them. They were so cool. I got in my son's car over the weekend to move it, and he's got one of these hanging from his mirror.
Awesome.
Nice. Then I'll just keep this one. You already got one.
Yeah.
Buy your own damn knife.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
And
They've got
part of me's like, you know, is an outdoorsy episode complete without a Mora drop somewhere?
That's right.
That's a solid point right there.
Yeah.
and they've got like a little Scandi compound grind going on. I don't know if you
Oh,
noticed.
yeah. I was going to ask about that. Is that a Scandi? I assumed it was, but yeah.
So yeah, it is. And then the front they grounded a little thinner. That's a great size. They're good picks, Sean.
Thank you.
It looks like, you know, one of the tricky parts when you get a little knife like that is, like you said, Sean, hard to hang on to, right? Like I have a couple really small fixed blade knives, and it's like, I don't know, maybe this wasn't a great idea, right? Like if you had to actually use it and put any kind of effort into using it, it just might not be a lot to get a grip on. But that thing's got, I bet that molded grip with that sort of inverted checkering stuff, I bet that's pretty grippy.
And
Yeah, well, it's kind of a squish grip too.
Oh yeah, I see that
It's
soft friction
softy grip.
Yeah,
it's also kind of barrel shaped, so it's pretty hand filling,
right.
and it locks into the sheath pretty solid too.
Nice.
Yeah, when you picked that, I was like,
All
good.
the colors are pretty nice. I'm looking at the red one. The red version of it ain't bad.
Right.
That's what my son has hanging in his car
You can collect them all.
that he stole from me.
Wow, there's a story behind the colors too. That's very nice. The Dale Carlian red color is probably best known from the color that picked up its pigment from copper in the Falu mine. Well, look at you, Sean, picking red.
Yeah.
Copper mine red.
Hmm.
I think this is a feature you should consider for future knife projects, Michael. The knife has a ground spine. The blade has not been polished or buffed, and the spine corners are sharp, which is a feature for use with the fire starter.
Yep.
That's true with the fire starter, but the rule doesn't explain why the blade hasn't been, cleaned up a little bit more. You can just say we wanted to save money.
So I used to break the corner on all my bushcraft knives because I don't like sharp corners where your thumb is because it creates hot spots.
but you need them.
Well, now I just break about 2 inches in front of the handle, and then the front part is sharp.
That's nice.
Yeah,
But-
clever.
I actually prefer a striker instead of using the knife because it dorks up your knife, but I know, whatever.
Dang. Okay.
All right.
If you say so, this is a knife podcast, not the mark of the striker.
Yeah.
Have you ever used one of your $300 or $400 knives to strike a fire steel?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I have.
Of course.
It doesn't do them any favors.
I
But-
bet.
But I mean, if you're using it, I guess use your stuff. I don't know.
No safe queens.
That's right.
Hashtag.
Right?
Hashtag no save queens. That's right.
Can I get a refurb on this?
Yeah. That's what I got to do with one of these, one of my Birch Customs. Do some fire steel work.
Yeah, shoot that as a video. We'd like to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Please
we
put that
can
hashtag.
stab it in the ground when you're done so we can really cringe all the way around.
Hashtag use your shit.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, sending it in for a refurb.
That's right.
Yeah.
Too funny.
Sorry.
What are these consequences of my actions?
Right.
That's some crazy shit.
I am not accustomed to this situation. Too funny. Good pick, Sean. I like that little guy. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, this thing is, so this is really hard, right? Because I'm like, okay, backpacking. Tom picked a category. So Tom is going to go with some super lightweight, whatever. But I'm like, would I think about that? No, I'd take something cool. But then if it's too cool, which to me means big, then it's going to be heavy to carry around.
Cool equals
Mhm.
big.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be monstrous. So I don't know. Do I really want that? So,
You want to impress the ladies, or do you want to be practical? Come on,
yeah,
huh?
let's get your priorities in order there, Tom. So
Pressing the ladies.
yeah, because ladies are the ones that really are impressed when I open a drawer that has ginormous knives in it.
Right.
So in my mind, Tom is headed to northern Michigan, which this time of year is absolutely stunning.
Porcupine Mountains.
Porcupine Mountains, yeah, you name it. There's so many beautiful places. The colors from the trees are gorgeous. It's this perfect, beautiful time to be up there.
Oh,
So I went with something a little bit bigger. And
Be a big bear in it.
we do have bears in Michigan, so a big bear would be appropriate.
Right.
But what I picked, I know I talked about this knife, but I don't think I picked it in an episode. And it really isn't arguably it isn't a backpack knife, but I like it. This is what I would grab if I was going.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
good one.
sexy.
Yeah, so this is a Sobral.
This is yours.
It's really a fighter. Yeah, this is mine. So you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
This is on loan from the Steiner collection. So this is Cass Brothers knife that I got from Brian Efros.
Brian. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What looks like ironwood handles, mustard patina, super cool piece, big enough to do work, but not
It looks pretty
super
light,
heavy.
though.
Yeah, it's not super heavy. It's not super thick stock or anything.
Yeah, that's sexy.
So this
I
is
love that patina.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
And I think Brian basically, had this on his belt and used it a ton. So it's been around the block, but that's cool because that's why I would grab it to take it backpacking. It's ready to roll.
Mm-hmm. You ain't going to jack up that patina.
Right. Fire steel or not.
Hell yeah.
Okay, maybe it would.
I wouldn't hit that on a fire steel personally. I'd search around for a piece of broken rock or glass or fucking freeze to death.
Fair point. Thanks for not screwing my knife up, Tom. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Very pretty piece. Got black liners. Ironwood's gorgeous on this thing. Just a cool knife, man. So
Yeah. Looks shaped really nice.
yeah,
That handle.
the handle's super comfortable. It's got a little teeny bit of recurve in the blade. A nice sweep to it. Very, very nice knife. I think for backpacking, it would be a good choice because not too chunky. But I saved the chunky choices for later as my backup, so we'll get to those eventually.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's an excellent pick. Very quintessential Kaz type of shape.
Yeah.
Long swedge, fighter style type.
Yep.
Yeah, you know it's theirs, right? You don't even have to see the logo. You know it's that came from those guys, which is cool because it's not a fancy one, right? It's just like a keeping it real version.
But it's
like a poor version.
Not fancy for them is like my fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Still gorgeous, just not crazy.
It's yeah. Oof.
Yep. So thanks, Brian, for that. That's a great
I didn't
piece.
know they even built stuff that was just kind of like, I mean, this isn't like normal, but you know what I mean? Not fancy.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't have a gun in it or
6 wedges or 6 fullers, whatever.
I love this. I wish they would do more of this stuff
Yeah.
because it's hot.
Yep. Very pretty piece. I think he got it from those guys at Blade Show one year. I think that's what he told me. Walked over to the table and they had a couple of them sitting there. Boom, grabbed it.
See, that's why knife makers shouldn't be paid at the show.
He might not have been a knife maker at the time.
Oh.
Or maybe he was. I don't
No,
know.
that's why we should be paid at the shows. We had the best fun this year, Michael, walking around and looking at stuff,
Oh, yeah.
Spend
was
our
getting a few
money.
pieces. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was even funner.
We should do that
More
more
fun?
often.
Fun or more fun, whatever. They all mean the same thing. It's all good.
Yep.
So that's my pick, Tom, to go backpacking with.
Nice.
What you got one as well, right? This is your backpacking knife for backpacking.
So,
Tricky one.
yeah, backpacking knives are interesting. So if you read up on it or search, like some people are like, yeah, I carry a little razor blade in a paper pack because some of these guys are kind of insane about weight, right? And if you've carried a pack that's too heavy for any distance, you start to understand that.
Yeah. That's why I picked that really lightweight one.
I know, yeah, right. And we've been doing 14,000-foot summits in Colorado for the last few years. We failed this year, but that's another story. But I started carrying, since I'm like the oldest guy and the most out of shape guy, I'm trying to carry as little weight as possible up the mountain with me. But as a knife guy, I've also got to take a knife. So I've always got 2 with me, and one of them is mine, so I'm not going to really count that one. Because I mean, that just seems poor form if I choose my own stuff.
Pick yourself.
Yeah. And I think this is a better pick anyways, honestly. So my pick and what is always with me is the Alox little Swiss Army Classic. They're tiny. They've got a little blade that is more than adequate for opening your freeze-dried packs or whatever cutting jobs you need, really. The best part is the scissors. So I don't know if you've ever done any backpacking, but oftentimes my feet will get wet and then they start getting hot spots and blisters, and moleskin is like one of the most important things you can have in your first aid kit. And the scissors on these cut that moleskin like perfectly, and so you can just like take care of your feet. And it's just super handy all the way around. These are handy little knives. I love them. Every time I summit, I carry a different one, and I end up lasering the name on them when I actually complete a summit. But
Nice.
super handy to have in the kit, and they weigh nothing, so really cool.
Just when I thought we were going to get out of a picks episode without a Swiss Army knife.
I know.
I know.
you
I
got
tried not to
super-
pick one, but this is actually one we haven't talked about and one that I do carry.
It's super practical too.
It really is.
My idea of this was like, I'm going 200 yards in and starting a fire and cracking open a 6-pack.
Right. Birch packing.
And you're like, oh, the summit. Yeah.
Slightly
So-
different approaches is all.
Yeah. Went
Yeah,
real
and-
practical.
Yeah. So I think they're good. I don't know about you guys. Did you come up with any backups?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Go ahead and roll into yours, though, Tom, since you have the floor.
So this is another really cool knife that is fairly popular in the backpacking scene.
It's going to be a big bear.
Probably. It's called the Dragonfly. It's titanium, and it's like a scalpel blade exchangeable blade.
Yeah,
but
that's
they fold, and it's super lightweight. It's like 10.4 grams.
Interesting.
So, yeah, it's kind of a neat thing that they also have a couple different ones, and they're relatively inexpensive. It's Titaner is the company, and it's like $50, and it's, I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. You know, for a minimalist knife for your taking backpacking.
But I feel like the guys these are going, you know, they're doing the minimalist. They're probably 150 pounds. You know, I could skip breakfast and carry a bigger knife. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah,
I've got the extra weight to lose.
Sure, yeah, I get it, but that 150-pound dude's also in way better shape than I am, probably. So,
Well, that's what I'm saying. That these are for probably pretty serious dudes.
well, for me, it comes down to having as little weight as possible because I'm already in the worst shape of anyone. So, and
No, I get it.
last time I carried a pack that was way too heavy, and it brutalized me. I got altitude sickness real bad, and I'm learning slowly to cut weight. What do they say? Ounces equal pounds or something like that. But
Right.
yeah.
So is this thing like this Dragonfly? Is it sort of slip joint style, Tom? Or is it just friction, or what is it?
It looks like it's just like friction, possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't have one. I'm thinking about buying one. They've got a couple different ones that look kind of cool. The Falcon and some other stuff if you scroll down.
Nice.
Yeah, I was thinking about actually picking one up because they're only like $50.
Right.
McGinnis makes something pretty cool too. Like not his doesn't fold, I don't think, but does a little like scalpel fitting.
Yeah, his is
skinny.
for hunting, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, very
Yeah,
cool.
it's really
though.
cool.
Yeah, that's really nice. Interesting. See, you went exactly like I thought you would, Tom.
I was that predictable?
Well, I'm like, he's going to pick light stuff. I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. I
gonna
hate
take it
being
all
predictable.
serious.
He's going to pick light stuff, and he's going to tell me I picked wrong because it's too heavy.
There's no wrong.
I knew that was going to happen. Do you have any additional backups, Tom?
That was it. I mean, I do like the quests that I designed and build, but you know, I don't want to mention that.
I wanted to mention that. That was going to be like my day pack one, but I was like, I
Did
don't
you
want
like
to
that,
feed
Mark?
his ego. It just, nah. Not do
Yeah.
that.
The quest.
Yeah.
So did you design that or release it after we started doing the podcast? We've talked about the quest before. And I don't remember if it was because it was something new that you were doing or...
I think it was. I think I did release that after.
Yeah. Because I think we were talking about what was going on in the shop, and I think you had mentioned that.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
It stays on my pack on the strap, so it's always there. It's light enough, and it's nice for food prep if we're like tent camping or whatever.
Right. Okay. Well, so I had two backups.
Let's hear them.
One is for birch packing,
Nice.
because this would brutalize. This would brutalize Tom. This is a chopper that Birch made, like, I don't know how long ago. Not that long ago, I guess, right?
I don't think
That's
it's
a hell of a camp knife right there.
Yeah, but it's a chunky son of a bitch.
That's why it would primarily be good for birch packing,
Mm-hmm.
because you wouldn't want to carry it that far because it's a freaking monster.
I bet it chops like crazy though.
Exactly. So when you bust out the beers and you're about to cook some sausage over the fire, that's your boy.
I like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty.
Or the induction forge if you're cooking on the induction forge.
All the hot dogs.
Yeah. High five to Mike and our Facebook group. You had many takers so far for the induction dogs.
Hell yeah, guys. Rock
Very
on.
nice. Very nice. Anyway, I'll post a picture of this. I have to say, my man down there in Ozark did a fine job on the handle on this guy. This is one super comfortable knife.
It
Thanks,
looks
man.
like it has a nice flare at the end.
It does. It's contoured really nice. It's shaped really well.
That's surprising from Michael. No, I'm just kidding. And Mark's like, I can't believe how comfortable this is.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, it's a really heavy knife, so it makes sense that you want it kind of locked into your hand, right? But
Yeah, you don't want it squirting out.
yeah, probably not. Probably not. Not unless you had a bear experience going on. And you may still not want it then, but this is big enough that you could kind of beat a bear over the head probably, and
So
at least think about it twice.
if you guys are looking at the Hamon, like right down at the tip between, does that look like Bart Simpson's head? A little bit.
A little
Maybe.
bit.
Maybe.
No, that's Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It's Lisa.
Oh,
That's the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's really cool.
The Lisa Simpson Hamon. Who knew?
Did that on purpose.
Well done. Very artistic
Shows-
of you.
That shows complete mastery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mastery and complete lack of discretion regarding copyright laws. I like it.
How long is the blade on that one?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it was around 8 inches or something.
Yeah,
It was
8
pretty,
or 9. It's a good size
pretty
one.
chunky.
Pretty good sized.
And probably what, 1/4 inch?
Oh,
Ish.
yeah.
Yeah, every bit of that. It's a beast.
The
We'll fuck around
W2.
some W2. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
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 Very cool.
Well, high five for having a big chunky piece and still getting a really nice Hamon on that boy. That's very, very nice.
Thanks. Too bad for Tom hiking this son bitch up there, but, you know.
I'm
Good luck,
going
Tom.
birch camping.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Birch packing.
Birch packing. Yeah.
Birch camping is really fun.
There's a fifth wheel and a generator.
No altitude sickness.
That's right.
Hangovers.
Just hangovers. He's into it already. So my backup is this Winkler Camp Bowie. Look at this guy, man.
Going rustic.
Yeah. Look at that
Oh,
thing.
that's an early Winkler.
Yeah, that's gorgeous,
Mhm.
isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. What a cool piece. This one's on Arizona. So stag handle, brute to forge, nice looking. It looks like a nice forged guard, like an S guard.
It looks
Mhm.
like a sheath that Karen made also.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shook.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty. Very period correct piece, but hey, Tom's going to look like a freaking champ hiking
Like
with that.
like a mountain man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is definitely your Hugh Glass version right here.
Very nice. Plus, it's got the star on the sheath. He might be in trouble for impersonating a sheriff's
Right.
officer. But hey, it's worth it because it's beautiful.
Pretty hot.
Yeah. Winkler
Not
Camp
available.
Bowie. I know. That's a shame. Expensive one though. You're welcome, Tom. Very generous, apparently.
Yeah, that's a very, very nice gift.
Yeah. Anybody else have backups for the backpacking knife?
Mine was perfect, so no.
A good point. Right?
Wow. My picks do not require backups,
Mm-mm.
especially after Sean said he didn't care. No bonus points, only sketchy points for backups.
All right. What do you got for bushcraft?
Bushcraft.
Now, bushcraft. You know,
I'm something of an expert, he said.
my thoughts on bushcraft are probably a little different than yours. It kind of seems like it's just survival with extra steps. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, for sure it is. It's not like survival. It's like going out in the woods for extended periods of time.
Oh, I know.
Where
It's
survival is kind of like, how do I make it back to civilization?
But when did okay, so bushcraft's been around for a while. Like
Right.
I know like my dad used to do like the comic, the Good Earth Almanac and stuff like that, and used to be like the survival / not just surviving but kind of thriving off the land sort of thing. But it seems to me
Smoothing
that
it.
what's that?
Smoothing it.
Is that the new term? It's smoothing it?
Well, that was the old term. I forget who came up with it, but instead of roughing it, we're smooth.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, very
when did
clever. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
Definitely a good one.
I didn't
when
come
did
up
it-
with that, but anyways.
When did it come back in vogue? When did like bushcraft? Because it seemed to me a little bit.
Wow. Maybe 20 years ago?
It seemed like when The Hunted came out, we really saw kind of this revival of the
Tracker.
the bushcraft stuff because everyone wanted the moccasins. They wanted to, walking barefoot quietly, and it was kind of like this sort of resurgence of like, you know, as you call it, smoothing it, being out in the woods and being stealthy. And
did you
is
ever
that
read
wrong?
any of? No, did you ever read any of Tom Brown's books? Right, he
No.
did the what's the Topps knife called? The Tracker.
Yeah.
He did the Tracker.
Yeah. No, I never read any of those.
Really good, and I think those probably helped to popularize it too. Those were
Okay.
probably 20 years ago or so, somewhere in there.
I got you. Well, that didn't rally you up as much as I thought it would. So go ahead.
We're going to give up.
Yeah. So
Oh no, you can keep going. Rile me.
No,
I'll
I just-
probably agree with you.
no, it just seemed like it's kind of like I said, it's just more steps. It's like survival, but like the Starbucks version. You know, it's sort of a spicy version of it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like instead of trying to get back, say you're naked and afraid, and you got to be out there for a certain amount of time. Teach you to be
Mhm.
comfortable, right?
Yeah. But I don't want to be naked and afraid. I want to be clothed and happy.
Right,
If I'm naked, you better be afraid.
Mhm.
right.
Or you will be shortly.
Damn
So-
straight. You're going to learn.
I was always like shorts, sandals, and scared, and I'm in.
I think what Tom's trying to say is survival is trying to get back. Bushcraft is trying to get gone.
Yeah.
Dude, this knife is hot.
Trying to get happy out there.
All right. What are we looking at, Michael?
Okay, so I did an Instagram dive for this one, and this is Slukowski Knives. SLIWKOSKY_knives.
Had you ever heard of that before?
Have I?
Yeah,
No.
me either. And it's
Okay.
hot.
Yeah, I thought you would get a big old kick out of this knife because it is a good looking kind of Puko
Yeah.
/ Mora knife. Excellent contouring. It's got the same kind of blasting, heavily kind of blasted texture. Looks like a G10, or maybe even it may even be Black Micarta. I don't know, but real grippy. Got a nice
Yeah.
clean grind. It just looks comfy as hell.
Dude,
Yeah, that-
it does.
Super nice handle.
Yeah.
So it says on the Instagram post, it says available on something.pl. So is it a Polish maker, a European maker?
Yes. I think he's Ukrainian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me look him up again.
Right
I was going to
there.
put a Slowowski Knives. Oh, no, he's Polish.
Okay.
He's in Poland there.
That name, that spelling, in the it's like my name. It has letters where we wouldn't expect letters. Like it's Slukowski Knives. The W's in front of the K, in front of the first K. So yeah, when I see it, I want to pronounce it Slukowski, but it's Slukowski.
Slowowski.
The W is before the K. Interesting.
I was looking at it and I misspelled it like 4 times.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
So I'm trying to find where I can buy this, but it's a lot of running around. Oh, here we
Yeah.
are.
Well, he's got quite a cool page. He's got several
Yeah.
hundred photos.
Wow.
I don't know what this price is.
What currency?
Yeah, but it's for me. Does it matter?
No, I meant
Obviously
like,
not.
I literally don't. Okay, $292.49 net. Well, that can't be right.
That would be super cheap.
You see the Nessie he made? It's like probably 10 down on the left side. Acid wash blade.
I don't see that. But yeah, if that price is right, then he's got some pretty cheap prices.
They actually have them on DLT trading here in the U.S. They're all out of stock, but there's a whole bunch of them on there on DLT.
What's their price at?
Jakub Slowka, Sliwka. Jakub Slowka, Polish knife maker, master Polish knife maker. Well, that's not surprising. Calling him a master based on at least what we're looking at. Great looking knife.
Oh, I see that Nessie you're talking about with the compound grind. So you got kind of a heavy
Like-
front end and a little bit of
An
a slight-
Anzoed front of the handle, smooth on the back.
That's a good looking and probably pretty damn useful knife right there.
That's That looks pretty hot. Like
Yeah.
this is a new maker for me, and his work is very inspirational.
Nice. See, I saw that and I was like, oh, Tom's going to already know about it. He's going to have, I got that one right
Nope.
there and this one.
Wow.
I'm all proud of myself.
And his little triangular handled Pucos are really sexy too. I don't know if you saw those.
Yeah. The kind of not just the style, but the kind of the cleanliness kind of reminds me of that Afonso.
Evanchenko, yeah.
Yes.
Probably contemporaries.
Maybe so.
Poland and the Ukraine. I mean,
These are
both
great
big
looking
countries.
knives.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
very
really like
impressive.
these.
Very nice choice, Michael.
And
Thanks. So
follow.
we will have to purchase any of these that we want before we release this.
Right.
Good call.
Yeah, the ones they have on DLT, Bowie knife, Modern Puko, they're all in that 300 to 400 range.
I'm so in on that price. Modern Puko from LMAX with stabilized bog oak. That just looks handy as hell and just a cool
That's
ass.
the one with the triangular cross section blade
Yeah.
handle, right? That lines
Yeah.
up perfectly with the grind.
Mm-hmm.
Unsurprisingly, I love this kukri that is on DLT. Big old monster 11-inch kukri. Acid wash blade, black G10. So
Yeah, I'm looking at those on his site. I think so. Black handle, big old.
yeah, monster.
Yeah, those of you listening are going to be like, we can't see those, right?
Yeah,
We're sorry.
You're gonna
about
have to jump on Instagram and look around.
very clean work.
Mhm.
Very clean work. Okay, and his Instagram, SLIWKOSKY_knives. Jakob Slilka.
So they had that Nessie on DLT. It's sold, but
Yeah.
that compound ground one,
What was it?
$370.
Ooh, that'd be a fun one for that price.
Heck yeah. That kitchen
Oh.
set he did is gorgeous too. I like that.
He does a cool little sheath for that Nest mug too.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty then.
Good find, Michael. I dig it.
Thanks, man.
Michael's going to have a knife coming from Poland soon. I can feel it.
Ooh, I just need to make money.
Right?
Me and that money need to get together a little bit.
Mhm.
Cool. What about you, Sean? What'd you come up with?
Bushcraft. So
Or what's your theory on bushcraft survival versus survival?
He told me in confidence, thumbs down on bushcraft.
bushcraft is for losers, he said.
Mm-hmm.
Not so many words, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Shed
Well, and
listeners
consider-
left and right in this episode.
And considering I really don't know that much about it, I just went for cool points and style. And I chose
Fair.
the Condor Tool and Knife Mid-Macara Machete.
Oh, dang.
Nice.
I mean, it's got a Scandi grind, so it's bushcraft, right?
Hell yeah.
You can strike a fire with that.
Chop some stuff up.
Fucking A, right? You can.
Nice.
And dude, I just like this blade. I like the shape of the blade. I like the overall flow of the piece.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a blade that's got like a 14-inch blade like that, having a two-handed handle makes a ton of
Yes.
sense to my way of thinking.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, it'll balance out the weight too.
Yeah. I mean, now seriously, it should be quick as a fucking hiccup if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It says it's 120,000, so it's going to be quick at that length.
Yeah, for real. I mean, it's going to be light and fast.
Nice.
And really, it ought to cut like a mad motherfucker.
1075. Interesting.
Wow.
I have some Condor knives, and they do a good job. I mean, for the money, they're a pretty good value.
El Salvador.
How in the hell do you get a blade that long, that thin at a 1075 and not have it like a potato chip?
Keep it straight.
No shit, right?
Man, kudos to them just for that.
I do think they priced it wrong.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot cooler if it was $123.45.
Mhm. They're so close.
$123.
I don't think anybody would be worried about that extra few cents.
No. Very cool pick, Sean. I like that two-hand handle.
Yeah.
Machete's a good choice. I like it.
Yeah, definitely bushcraft.
Bushcrafters,
All
they
right.
believe in machetes or?
Yeah, depends on where you're at. If you're in the jungle, yeah, hell yeah.
Okay.
Machete sounds perfect. Or parang or something.
Yeah. There's a couple cool ones in there over to the side, all Condor models. Like a big old kukri looking version.
Oh yeah, that super heavy weight forward.
Yeah. 12,
Mhm.
12-inch blade. Good thing it's got that sort of bird's head handle because that thing's coming out if you swinging it.
Right.
$27.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking. That's the cold steel kukri.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
talking
Along the
about that
right-hand side.
Condor.
It says amalgam machete.
Oh, gotcha.
That cold steel kukri for $27. It's pretty thin stock, but they actually work pretty dadgum good.
I have a cold steel kukri that works pretty well, but I know I didn't pay $27 for it.
So yours is the thicker stock. It's probably 1/4 inch like the Trailmaster.
No, it's a fairly thin one.
Yeah, this one is pretty thin, and I've got a friend that had one, and he had me convex sharpen it, and it's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
I use it for all kinds of stupid shit.
Next time I come down, Michael, I'm throwing cantaloupes and small watermelons at you, and you can try swatting them in the air.
I mean, we can do that. You know, when you're camping with me, things like that happen.
This Makara machete would probably be pretty good at that.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Fruit Ninja.
Fruit Ninja. Real life Fruit Ninja action. You got to do it with a cold steel, though, just to stay on theme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any spandex anymore, though.
Stop. All right.
Oh.
Okay, bushcraft. So I think I have a Tom approved bushcraft pick.
What do you got?
I have the Benchmade 162 and it has it in the name Bushcrafter.
Anything by Shane Siebert is good.
Yes. Yeah.
Was that a chef's kiss?
It was. I did the little finger thing too.
Because that's what happened in my head.
Right.
That's the second Benchmade that made it into our episode.
Oh yeah. Double Benchmade episode. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't even think about that.
That may be the first time.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I would assume so.
This is a cool knife, man.
Oh, the sheath is really cool with that piece.
It is.
Have you handled one of these, Mark?
No.
They feel great in the hand.
I bet.
That dished out part at the front, your
Yep.
thumb goes right in there. It's really nice.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely had a cool looking contour, right? It's got swells in the right spots and all that kind of stuff. Just from looking at the picture, it's like, I bet that thing's super comfy. You know, like you said, Shane stuff's always cool, right? His designs. And clearly Benchmade kept a bunch of the Shane things about that design. So,
Yeah. We need to try to get Shane to come on the podcast and talk to us.
yeah,
That would be good.
that would be really good.
Oh, yeah.
We're all like fanboys, so
Right.
probably wouldn't be that awkward, but
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful piece.
Yeah, I like
Good
it.
choice.
Plus, I knew Tom couldn't tell me I picked wrong. It said Bushcraft right in the name.
Yeah, right. There's no.
That beer would be like, "Ugh, no zero grind. And
Right.
Listen, there's no wrong choices. Scandi grinds have been very popular in bushcraft, but let's face it, Native Americans and primitive man all over the world has been doing bushcraft. That was their life, and they did it with little flakes of stone. So, you know, I actually started writing an idea article type thing down once, and it was like the luxury of steel, you know, and when it was kind of bushcraft themed, and everybody's like, you got to have this steel and you got to have this knife, and it's all kind of bullshit, right? Because it's like 1095 is heat treated properly is better than anything that primitive man had, and they survived and thrived as bushcraft type stuff.
they were smoothing it, apparently.
Right. Exactly. So it's like, you know, that luxury of steel, and then we become steel snobs and grind snobs and all this stuff, and it's like, it's a luxury.
I think that's where some of my reticence comes from with the the bushcraft is, I probably looked at some of the wrong forums or whatnot, but it was very much this is what you have to use, or this is what
you're doing it wrong. Or
yeah. And I just want to be like, isn't it just
most people just need to get punched.
Yeah. Just get outdoors, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Find out what works for you, because it's not going to be the same for everybody.
No, I mean, you can go primitive, you can go, and it really depends on what you're doing. You know, if you're fishing or whatever. I don't know. Have you ever played around with a Scandi grind much, Michael?
No.
So I hadn't either when I started making knives. Everybody talked about the Mora, and I was like, that Mora is the ugliest, most crappy, worthless thing I've ever seen, right? In my mind, I'd already judged it and decided. And I was like, the Scandi grind, how can that be good? You can't cut anything with that. I mean, look how obtuse it is.
I believe in the cutting of it. What bothered me was making one and sending out and have someone sharpen it.
And doing what?
Then having them sharpen it, doing the full edge sharpen. Oh. That messed with my head a little bit.
Yeah, but once, I don't know, I finally was like, I'm going to try one. I bought one of those little red Moras, and it blew me away. I was like, oh, how can this be? I'm making knives. I kind of thought that I knew some business about knives, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't. I was totally wrong. Everything I preconceived and thought without using it was wrong. Yeah. And so it made me start thinking about it. And it took me years to be able to feel good about making one, right? Because I was like, that's not how you make knives. But I've made, I don't know how many Scandi ground bushcraft knives now. And I carry one most of the time when I go in the field. It's like, it's my backup knife. That's what I carry, a small Scandi ground knife with a fire steel in the sheath.
Do your customers, are they okay with sharpening them like that? Or do you find they mess them up quite a bit? Because that's where...
So, yeah, yes and no. I mean, right? Some people really get it and they understand it, and that's, to me, that's part of the beauty of the Scandi grind too, is it has a built-in sharpening angle. There's not like, hold it the width of a penny off the stone or any of that stuff, right?
Yeah, you grind the bevel. You
lay it flat.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. But I can see that, I don't know, in my head it's always like, I don't know.
So we went camping this last weekend and it rained really bad. So I had to sit in the cabin, right? And normally I carve, and it's funny how I've progressed. All my carving knives are now Scandi ground because they just cut wood better than anything else. And so I sharpened all my Scandi knives. I had about 20 or 30 knives that I sharpened this weekend. And the secret is not letting them get really dull, and just using a coarse enough stone, and you just lay that down and you sharpen it. And if you put a secondary bevel on a Scandi ground knife, you've messed up. It goes from being super acute to not.
Yeah.
But I would if you have preconceived ideas about Scandi grinds, I would highly recommend getting one, cutting some wood. Just take it out, play with it. There's things it does great, better than anything else, and there's things it doesn't do very good.
Yeah. But no, I thought you were talking about just solely making them, and that was where no, that's going to have to be for someone else.
I actually like making them now because I really like how they work and perform. Now, you'll also see a lot of people take that Scandi bevel to like 400, 600, 800, whatever grit, really polish them out. I don't. I take them to 220. What's the point? The whole point is you're going to lay that flat on the stone and grind a circle, sharpen it. So if you're doing it right, you should be polishing that on a fine stone, and you're going to, as you sharpen it, you're going to micro polish it, and it should look better with use.
Yeah. I would assume that little grittiness would be fantastic too.
Oh yeah.
Sure seems like it. You want it toothy, it almost seems like, for some of the stuff you're going to do.
Yeah. So for woodworking, you want really fine grained steel.
Yeah.
So I actually prefer AEBL, or I've used a lot of A2, which isn't as fine grained as some stuff, but it's still pretty fine grained. 52100 is great, which is basically AEBL and 5200 are opposite sides of the corrosion resistance coin, right? They perform almost identical. AEBL's maybe a little tougher, but performance-wise, are almost identical other than corrosion resistance and toughness. But yeah, 01's a great steel for Scandi. But yeah, I would highly recommend trying it.
I'll just use one of yours.
Yeah. Maybe I'll send you one for Christmas.
Ooh, I like that.
There you
Pack
go.
of wood.
Yeah, I think I might have to hunt up some pack of wood for you guys.
Yeah, Pack of Wood Knives 2022.
Dude, what sucks is pack of wood is more expensive than like G10 and Micarta.
I remember you
No,
saying
that's
that.
weird.
It's like $15-$20 a set of scales. I mean, you can get ironwood cheaper.
Yeah.
How do you grind your Scandi grinds? Sorry that we're a little off topic here,
So
but
So-
we're still
so I
on for a
keep-
friend to get back.
yeah, I keep my AA grinder set up with a flat platen and an angled rest, and it's got about 2 inches on either side of the flat platen. I didn't do that for quite a while, and I found that this is much easier having a little more on the sides. So I had what's the guy on Instagram? There's a guy that builds custom rests on Instagram.
DD rest or DR rest?
Something
or
like that,
something?
DRS or yeah. I had him build me a custom one that would go a little shallower because for what I do, I want 12.5 degrees. So
Yeah.
I use one of those digital protractors and zero it out on the platen, and then I can, or on the flat platen, and then the rest I angle at 12.5. So it's 25 degrees included, and that's about perfect. So I'll grind them down to almost zero. And then I use a 120 to set the plunges, and then 220 the edge all the way down. Like get a burr, and it's done at that point.
Nice. I saw that. There's a couple guys that are making a very high angle rest now, where people are
Yeah.
actually putting them on their wheel and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I bet that for Scandi grinds, one of those would be pretty perfect.
Oh,
So I keep that set up, and that's the same thing. And like a lot of times when I show work in progress, people are like, "Oh, you're doing a Scandi grind folder or whatever." That's how I start all my grinds. So I'll lay out the middle where it's about 25 to 30 thousandths, 2 lines with that in the middle, and then I just use that same setup, that grinder, and I'll grind down to those lines, and that centers my edge and tip, and that way, when I grind it, it doesn't go off one side or the other. And it also makes your belts last a lot longer.
Oh yeah, keeps from throwing gravel in your face.
Yeah. And I started on my Scandi stuff, I started going to 1/8" stock almost exclusively.
Mhm.
I was using thicker stock to start with, but really it doesn't make sense. There's no need to use any thicker stock, in my opinion.
I don't think. I mean, it's a different knife. It gets a different use than your choppers and all that crap. There's no reason to, especially with the steels we have nowadays. You don't.
Well, the Scandi grind is really the most acute grind that I make. Nothing else is sharpened at that angle, right? Everything else is probably closer to 30. So it's literally the most acute grind I make. So why make it out of thicker stock? Your edge is still not as strong. So
So you can just make basically a big old swedge.
but that final edge is still not as strong as your other one. So I don't know.
Yeah.
They're lighter. They're easier to carry. They carve better. So yeah, for me personally, when I go out in the woods, I carry a little about 2.5, 3 inch Scandi ground knife with a fire steel. I can cut up tinder. I can do some small, splitting, and I can light a fire. And my knife is pretty beat up because I use the fire steel on it, and it just stays in a pack. I've taken it to Iceland. I've taken it all over.
awesome.
Very cool.
So, aside from, I shouldn't say aside from, what is your Tom's bushcraft pick?
So what did
We've
I
all
pick?
been waiting.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you guys remember, but did you ever go on Ragnar's Forge?
No.
So that's a website that they used to bring all the Mora knives and Scandinavian and Finnish, all those type Swedish knives, and He passed away recently, and somebody else has taken it over, and they've built a new website. The old website is still there. It's called Ragweed Forge, and it's for Ragnar. He was the original guy, but the new website is like really nice. Like it's a modern, nice website. So, and for me, I wanted something different. I've wanted this for a while, and I almost bought it 2 or 3 times over the last couple of weeks. But I think this is a really cool set, and I think it'd be great for bushcraft. So it's I don't know how you say that.
Ooh.
Jarvinpa? I don't know. I'm sure that's wrong, but it's a Puko and a Liku, which is the bigger knife, and it's a set. And this is a very traditional set, and that 7-inch blade looks like you could do a lot of work with it, and it's got the smaller, like sub 4-inch Puko that you can do detail work and carving and stuff. So really cool.
Wow.
It's all sheathed in the same sheath, and these are not anything super crazy. They're affordable. You know, this is something that for $200 you can get and have a pretty sweet little setup.
Yeah. But man, is it me or does it look like they're hollow ground?
So, I'm not 100% sure. Some of them may be hollow ground, but these I think all have a slight secondary edge to like beef them up a little.
Huh.
Yeah, I can't tell if that's just a polish on the edge, but I'm looking at the plunge and I can't tell, or it could just be reflections.
I might buy these and I'll tell you.
Yeah, it's the only way to find out.
Show research.
I mean, this is all, you can write this off, so it's all good.
Tom, you need to call Ragweed and ask them how to pronounce that.
I have no idea. But yeah, I looked at, like, what's the other one? There's another place that sells a lot of like the higher end, like finish knives. Getting old sucks, man. I'm straight up telling you, it's some.
Always loved those traditional type sheaths.
Yeah.
But the closest I ever got was like the Rapala fishing knife.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely had a few of those.
Jarvinpa? Is that how you say that?
Maybe. Kellum. Kellum is the other place.
Okay.
That has really cool stuff. You remember Kellum?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't pause that. Hold on.
It's okay. You can let the train talk. Wow. So we're going to spell this because we think it's Jarvinpa. I think it's Jarvinpa. J-A, umlaut A, I should say. All 3 A's that I'm going to say are umlauts, right? Jarvenpaa. Maybe our Danish friends would even know how to pronounce it. It's kind of right down the street.
Kellum is the other place that has really cool stuff. I sent a link for that. Kellum Knives.
Yeah.
They imported a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
I picked up one of those bill hooks a while back. They used to sell a bigger bill hook, and I have that one, but that bill hook is cool. You can cut a lot of stuff up.
Huh.
Like blackberry brambles. It's the business. Mine's a 12.5-inch one, I think. But yeah, Ragweed Forge. To me, that's kind of cool because I can remember talking with them about the different Moras and all that stuff when I was getting into it.
Back when you were drinking the Kool-Aid of bushcraft dogma.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was discovering the beauty of a Scandi ground blade.
There you go.
It's not my favorite for everything, but it's pretty handy.
This is just after you thought Scandis were stupid. Yes, we got it.
At the same time.
Yeah, okay.
That was part of my education.
There you go. There you go. Very nice. Nothing says traditional bushcraft like that pick.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty straight up traditional.
All right.
All right. What, Mark, next is a saw or axe or both or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you come up with?
Chopping implements, right? I think
Yeah.
this is Michael. Michael's our first guy.
He's going to skip me or what?
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Oh, sorry, Michael.
This was a kind of a fun one to look around and see what I can find. The I found one that I was like, oh, I know Mark's going to pick this one. So I had to keep going, pick this one, but it's a pretty sweet piece. Ben Tendick custom hatchet.
Oh yeah.
It just looks handy as all get out.
Yeah, that's a good looking one.
Almost almost a 1/4 inch thick. It's got enough of a little beard there to kind of choke up if you need to.
Yeah.
You can scoot back on it and get a hell of a swing out of it. It just looks really handy. I like that one quite a bit.
Yeah, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I always love the beard where you can choke up and like carve with it.
Oh yeah.
Super useful.
I've made a couple extremely impractical ones with Hamones and wraps,
Right.
but with a real, kind of choke up beard type of thing, just because I thought it was fun. Until
They're
I had
a pain
to
to
clean up
finish.
inside there.
Yes, that sucks.
God,
But it's super useful.
it is. They're fun to like hold on to up there and mess around with. I really should have got back to it and made some out of Macard or whatever, but I just never did.
That'd be handy for doing the Monty Birch shave with the hatchet setup.
Oh yeah.
Being able to grab onto it up there.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
What was that sharpening book? The Janich Edge or something?
Yeah. Somebody had
Razor
to do,
Edge Book of Sharpening
Yeah.
by John Jurantic.
Yeah. That was a great book. I can remember reading that, and it made me think a lot.
Recommended reading if you want to know how to sharpen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Really good.
But yeah, I thought that'd be an excellent piece. Good little Kydex sheath with it too.
Yeah. That's a great looking hatchet.
Ben does cool work.
Yeah.
He really does. He likes to mess around with that 3V for some reason.
That 3V.
Masochist.
likes to buy belts, I guess. Because it hates belts.
Right.
Dude, have you guys noticed that it's so hard to get certain belts at times now? It's like they don't have them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sucks.
And not just that, they're like, hey, here's an economy one for $10. And you're like,
Yeah, right?
sound very economy.
Dang, Arizona has had 141 of Ben's knives
Oh, nice.
on their site.
That's pretty impressive, honestly.
Yeah. That's awesome. Dang. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Many pages, 10 pages of knives on Arizona Ben's. That's pretty cool. Very nice pick, Michael.
Thanks.
Thanks for not picking mine.
Oh, yeah. I scrolled. I think I asked you about that, didn't I?
Maybe. Funny. All right, Sean, what's your saw/axe pick?
All right. I chose the cruiser axe from our good friends at Defiant 7.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
And there's your link. Well, if my shit, okay, there you go. There's a link. Just, man,
Look at
good
that
looking
guy.
axe.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know they made such a beast until I started doing research for this episode.
Yeah, I didn't either. But it looks good.
It's a cool piece.
And for those that don't know, that's Chad Nichols and Les George.
Right.
That's Defiant 7.
That's a good looking axe. I love that sort of serpentine handle.
Mm-hmm.
Super useful kind of arrangement, right?
Oh, dude, I mean, it hits on all cylinders for me. I love the blade shape, love the handle shape. It's made out of S7, so you can
Jeez.
just beat the ever-loving shit out of it.
It's not priced bad either, dude. It's actually
No.
pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, very
What's
cool.
the size on it? Let's see. 14 inches overall, so it's not super
Not small.
small either.
Right.
That seems like a really good price.
Yeah, very nice. And available.
And Chattanooga Leather Works, protector and belt carrier.
Oh, yeah.
Nice find.
Shit, they just added that today. Is that what that says? 11/2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Yep. That is crazy.
So this must be a fresh batch or something.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I like that pic, Sean. I didn't know that they had this axe either. Maybe I saw a picture of it before. Maybe I saw a drawing or something. I don't know.
I don't.
You'd think they would keep us up to date on the cool stuff. I mean, they're kind of our friends.
Right.
Hmm.
I like it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's just straight up bitching.
It's straight up bitchin'. That's an excellent description.
I think that's what it said.
On Arizona.
If you read it, yeah.
Is the axe you're looking for straight up bitchin'? Then you've found the place. No, I
Very
like
cool.
It. I like it. I
Mark?
like it.
What'd you come up with?
I came up with the one that Michael saw probably and said Mark's going to pick that, and that is David Sharp.
I was going to say a big bear.
That is the one.
Is a big bear. This is my backup pick. This is a on Arizona. There's a David Sharp camp axe.
Did he bring these to Blade maybe a few years ago?
I don't know.
Seems
maybe?
like maybe. They're really cool.
Yeah.
They're not very big either. Yeah, 10 inches overall.
Yeah.
That's like perfect. Throw in your pack.
Exactly. Right sized. David does such beautiful work. It's a cool
It'd be
piece.
a great like piece to disarticulate like a big game animal too.
Yeah.
Keep it in your pack.
Yep. Really cool. Couldn't pass it up when I saw because I love David's work. So that
It is
to be the
available.
pick. It is available. That's very true. My mouse itchy trigger fingers hovering.
On sale too.
Right. Yeah, super cool piece.
Cool.
Handle looks
Well,
really
like-
comfortable.
What I like about David is if you look at the Micarta pens,
Yeah.
they're all oriented the same way.
Which is harder to do than you think.
It's a pain in the ass.
Because sometimes you can't see. Like we polish them, like
Uh-huh.
grind them on a 400 and polish them so you can kind of see that. And then you get glue on them and you're like, what happened here?
I put a magic marker line on it so I don't lose it.
Yeah. Very, very nice. I didn't even notice that. That's really cool. That's very David.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we try to do that. It doesn't always work. but-
Uh-uh.
and we only use one pen. But what do you do?
Right. This thing's got 3 of them with like a laser struck line running through them. Awesome. So yeah, David Sharp camp axe. I love it.
Very
What about you, Tom? I wanted to pick a saw, but I couldn't figure. I'm like, how am I going to come up with a really cool saw to pick? I mean, this is cool. So I don't know.
So my first pick was a saw.
All right.
I
I'm
went
not
with-
surprised.
I went with the Silky Pocket Boy 170 millimeter medium Silky. These are
never
great
heard of this.
saws. So the Silky saws are great. This is a great bushcraft saw. It's very popular in the bushcraft crowd. I personally have like one of the big ones. It's called the Big Boy, I think. Yeah. So it's massive. The one I have. They also do a Silky Katana Boy, which is like a even bigger one, but I've got the Silky Big Boy, which is massive.
That thing would be great for a deer hunting.
Well, and that's where I was going with this. So on that Pocket Boy, it's great for cutting wood. They have a different tooth blade that you can get. So this one is really good for wood. It's the medium teeth and it's really aggressive, but they make a fine tooth one. I'll show you the blade for that. And they switch out so you can carry both blades.
Oh.
And so I've got a Gerber saw that kind of does the same thing. It's got a wood blade and it's got the bone blade, and the fine tooth works really good on bone. So if I was getting this, I would get that fine tooth blade also. And then I could use it for splitting the pelvis on a deer or whatever. And I have the Gerber version. It works great. This would just be better.
Yeah, I was just thinking of getting tree limbs out of your way.
Yeah. So the wood one is great for cutting, like especially if you're bow hunting or shooting out of a blind where you can cut like a lane, some of those limbs need to go out of the way. So yeah, it's really a useful tool.
Very cool.
And then what's that?
It's a very cool pick.
It's something different. You guys know I love axes and stuff. So, I didn't go with an axe. I went with one for a backup. So Smoky Mountain Knife Works has brought back, the Council tool, product line.
Really?
So yeah, they're doing that, and it's kind of cool. They have like 2 different levels, so you can get some of them pretty reasonable. They're like not finished out quite as nice, which I just sent one of the Council Tool Hudson Bay camp axes. It's 18-inch long. It's $65, and it's actually supposed to be a pretty good working tool. But they also have the same one finished out. It's about $100 more, but also very cool. But they've got a whole line of new Council Tool axes. They've got a guy that's super into axes that's designed these and gone through the whole line. And I would not hesitate to use one of these. They look really good.
Cool pick, man.
So there's
Cool.
2 kind of different takes. You guys got backups?
No, I didn't do a backup on that one.
What?
Mm-mm.
Oh, nice. No backup.
I did get a new Winkler recently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. So I've not had a Winkler, right? This is my first one.
What?
Yeah. I've got a knife,
Really?
but I never had a axe, and I really want a couple more, but I just broke right now. So let's see. The one I got is the Stealth, I think. Is that? Yeah. So I'll show you this. This is cool. And I got the one with the sculpted handle.
Oh, yeah.
This thing is tiny. So overall length is 9 inches,
Oh, yeah. It's a little guy.
but it's really cool.
That is cool.
And sadly, his stuff has gotten super popular with the Jack Carr stuff,
Yes.
which, I mean, it's great. I love it. Make it mainstream. I wish Winkler all the success in the world, but it just sucks for the rest of us because it's gotten really hard to get his stuff.
Yeah. The market's gone crazy. The secondary's bonkers on Winkler stuff.
Yeah, I really want one of the R&Ds,
Yeah.
like really bad, but
They'll make
That-
you one. You just gotta
I know
wait.
you got to wait.
Yeah.
Like I saw somebody had the horse mat ones in stock with the spike, which is I've never handled the horse mat one, so it kind of makes me nervous. I know I like the wood
Yeah.
handle, so I didn't jump on it, but the wood ones didn't have the spike, and I really want one with a spike just to play with. Plus, I mean, you know, Jack Carr and everything, they're pretty cool.
I ordered one, but I have no idea how long it's going to take to get it. Right, months. It's going to
6 to 8 months
Yeah.
is what they're quoting now, but yeah.
Yep. John Graham did some of his stuff with Horstall mat, and it actually felt great. I really liked it in the hand. When he told
That's
me
what
what it
everybody
was,
says.
yeah, when he told me what he was doing, I'm like, "You're doing what?" And he goes, "Yeah, I know. It's a handle material." I'm like, "Really?"
But it seems like the pins would stick up, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I've not handled one. I need to handle one just so I can know.
I don't remember if I was at his shop and checked one out, or maybe somebody had one somewhere. I don't remember, but I got to check out one of his. I think it was a Tomahawk with the Horstall mat stuff, and it was fantastic in the hand. I really liked it, but
They look kind of janky though too.
yeah, they look weird.
I mean, I'm used to that. The wood is beautiful, and I'm sure this feels great in the hand. I just need to feel it and handle it. And, yeah, super cool.
Yeah, I went Sayoc Spike Curly Maple.
Yes.
That's my business.
Yeah. I don't want the tribal. I just want the curly maple.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's hot.
Well, I still didn't pick a saw, but I did pick, even though Tom says you can't do it with this thing.
What? I didn't say anything like that, did I?
Well, you just said you should pick an axe or saw, and I didn't pick an axe or saw, but I picked
You picked a
big freaking chopper.
Big bear.
I picked.
Yeah,
a big
I mean,
bear.
that's camp knife, you know.
Yeah.
Dude, what is that? That's really cool.
That's I talked about this knife at one point. I think it was because I had just gotten it. There's a maker out of South Africa named Elmar
yeah.
Venter, and I bought 2 knives from him. One was super pretty one, and then he had this one too, and I ended up taking them both. And
yeah.
this thing
What's
is
the blade stock on that? It
freaking
looks
beast.
thick.
It is very thick. And do you remember the steel? Michael won't remember the steel, but I talked to him about it.
I love
what is
that
this?
handle too. Really cool. Looks almost like tulip wood or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. He said he couldn't remember. He said, when I asked him, I'm like, what's the handle? And I think he said, I don't know. I had some wood in the shop. That's what I used.
The steel is that same steel that the guy that makes the intricate Hamones uses.
Oh, is it?
Oh, it's the stuff we can't get here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, on half an
Something. Yeah.
Yes.
Hafnick.
Yeah.
Freaking getting old. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to find my message with Elmar where he gave some more details, but anyway, really cool piece. I don't remember if I've shared it in our group before, so I will, but this thing for sure would do some work. It's a big freaking monster.
To me, that is the definition of camp knife.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like the price was really good on that, wasn't it?
It was very, very good, yes. I think it's $51.60. Does that sound right?
Probably not.
Maybe that's the other one.
Probably.
Hand forged 5160, 236 with differential heat treat, black G10 bolsters. Okay, that's the big. There's like a big super pig sticker looking buoy that I got from him. That was what really originally grabbed my attention. And he sent me a couple more that he had made. So this was one of the other ones.
A cool piece, though.
Yeah, I really like it.
Nice.
Plus, I would not hesitate to whip this guy out if I had to chop some shit.
Mm-mm.
Or zombies.
Or zombies, yes, it would be a perfect zombie knife. But this is not the Tom takes on the zombies episode.
Correct.
This is Tom just takes off.
Yeah.
But I would send you with this. It actually is not super duper thick. I think it's actually a little bit thinner than that camp that I picked from Birch, but it is quite a beast. This is probably like a 10 or 11 inch blade. It's a big one.
Yeah. Very
and
cool.
It's weight forward, so it wants to swing.
And it's got that little recurve in there.
Yeah.
A little.
Yeah.
A lot of recurve.
It's a lot of recurve.
Yeah.
All right. Elmar Venter, I'll put his links in our Facebook group, I think, for his Instagram. Elmar makes some pretty cool stuff. So I actually recommended, I was pointed out.
Does he have Instagram?
He does. Elmar Venter.
Freaking another train.
Tom's having a heck of a time with the trains tonight. Elmar, ELMARVENTER. All one word, Elmar Venter, Custom Knives. So you can go on his page. He's got some good looking stuff in there. Got all kinds of stuff. Puukos, big knives, smaller knives. Yeah, out of South Africa. Lots of good work coming out of there. So happy to go there. All right. I think that wraps it up for saw/axe, right?
I think so.
All right.
Heck yeah.
So what's the last category, Tom?
The last category is the funnest category.
The funnest category.
Yeah, we get to pick a firearm for outdoors use. It can be long arm, rifle, shotgun. It can be a handgun. And it really doesn't have, this is just something fun to do, something different. So, hiking, survival, woods bumming, or hunting, whatever you want. And if you want, let us know on how you're going to holster it or carry it too. Yeah, just because we're curious.
Yeah. I've always been, had a little love affair with just survival guns, the foldaways and the floating ones. So I had to go with the Chippewa. Or was it not Chippewa? The
Chiappa.
Chiappa, thank you.
This has always been such a cool gun.
Yeah, the M6 folding shotgun / rifle with 8 inserts.
And it seems like everybody on the interwebs makes a paracord something sling or accessories for it.
Yeah, but it's such, I don't know, how practical would it be? I don't really know, but it's that idea of like the Air Force and all those types of folding survival guns and to me that's what it's more like than anything else.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, you can change out the what caliber you want to shoot with, but truthfully a 12 gauge and a 22 is a pretty solid combo.
Heck yeah.
Pretty handy.
Mm-hmm. You can do all your small game hunting you want and blast away with the rest.
Right.
And since it folds up, it goes right in my backpack.
I was just going to say it folds too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gotta like that.
Oh yeah. No, it's one of those. I don't know how practical it will really be, but I just think they're cool.
You mean it folds right up for Tom's backpack,
For Tom's,
which you know is some Gucci shit.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be something expensive. Just for that, I'm gonna get him. I want to send him the tubes for like really expensive ammunition.
Right, right. 357 SIG and shit like that. Necked pistol cases only.
Some obscure.
I've got those.
What's that crazy super fast little round that's in one of the bullpups where it's like a super small projectile with a big
5.7?
Yeah. 5.7.
Here's an idea that I thought Ruger should build. They should build a 1022 and 5.7. Bring back the centerfire
Oh yeah.
1022s.
Wow.
I think that would be cool.
That would be a move.
Yeah,
And
that'd be pretty
expensive.
trick.
5.7. Speedy shit.
It'd be better than 22 mag.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was another side thought I had.
Are you listening, Ruger? We're talking to you,
That's right.
Mr.
That's
John
right.
Ruger.
We're kind of influencers in case you ever heard of it.
Please.
Right. Heard by tens of people.
Tens of people have heard the show. And they all clamored in agreement. All right.
Cool pick.
Yeah, very, very cool pick.
I've never actually handled one. I'd like to play with one of these, just take it out and see how it actually works.
Yeah, I don't know if it really looks that comfortable, but I mean, compared to like the M6 or whatever, it looks much more comfortable.
Yeah. You remember the Savage made the over under, same kind of idea.
Yeah, that was my original exciting whatever. And didn't it float?
No.
Or is that a different one?
We're talking about the Savage had a 12 gauge or 22, double barrel. They made those quite a few years, and I always wanted one and never had one. And a cousin had one, and I got to play with it, and I was like,
Wasn't that good?
that I didn't get it. It was just heavy.
Yeah, I wanted that, and I think it was a 22 that had like a floating handle that you can shove a bunch of shit into or something.
Maybe.
Folding.
Yeah.
I don't remember who made that though.
Shh.
Oh.
Did someone just shush me?
Yeah. Tom was shushing us.
I'm very confused right now.
He muted his mic, so maybe he wasn't shushing us. Maybe he was shushing the dog or somebody else.
Sorry, I think somebody might have picked that one.
Oh.
Shit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure.
Come on. That's where the shushing was for. All right. Thanks for raining on the parade.
No, very cool though.
All right.
Well,
Sean Dog, what's your firearms pick? We know you got something exotic, something Eastern Bloc.
Not super,
maybe.
no, actually very American.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, the Grizzly Custom Guns Backpacker SBR.
Yes.
Now, dude, look at this and tell me that ain't fucking just hot.
That is a riot.
And for you,
So,
Tom, 44
what's that?
Magnum.
40,
1894 and 44 Mag, baby.
I'm down.
damn.
Yeah. Oh, 44 mag, 11-inch barrel lever gun. That is a fucking heat right there.
They got
They
a
did
little
a
more.
good
Can you buy
job
extra
of it.
rubber?
It's a good-looking rifle.
The only
is.
thing that would make that better is if it had a little bit more barrel and it was threaded for a can.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if that was the case, I'd give it to you in 357 so you could run
Right.
38s through it and be nice and quiet.
Yeah. But that's kind of the quitter's game.
I've got a can coming from my 4570.
Wow.
But
Now,
yeah,
which one did you pick up?
So I ended up going with Silencer Central's brand.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what their house brand is, but yeah, I was going to get the Silencer Co Hybrid 46, I think.
I got that one.
Do you like it?
Yeah,
Oh, it looks cool.
it's a good one. And they have a hybrid too now. It's even cool.
You've got a Dead Air also, right?
Uh-huh.
I've got one of those coming.
The Wolfman,
The Wolfman.
SD9 something or other. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Awesome.
Pretty comparable to the same size as the hybrid 46.
cool.
This little, so Grizzly Custom Arms backpacker. So yeah, super stubby little guy. I agree.
So do you,
Thread that baby and hang a can on the end. That would be a killer setup.
oh yeah. So
I wouldn't even.
you go ahead.
You know, someone pulled that out with a can on it. I'd just be like, man, you're fucking serious. I'm I'm out.
Have you guys seen any of the Ranger Point stuff?
I don't think
You know what
so.
I'm talking about?
What's that?
This is the rabbit hole part of the episode.
Yeah. So this is a company. They're building stocks and like the forends for Henry and Marlin and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
Then quivers. It's a whole rabbit hole.
Oh,
But
yeah.
basically cool accessorizing. But do you remember? Yeah, they're really cool.
Oh,
do you
yeah.
remember, guys, when Grizzly used to be with Ted Yost? Ted Yost and Grizzly used to be together for quite a while.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what happened. He moved up to Montana and Ted Yost moved and Jason Burton moved to Arizona. But they used to all be in like one place, which was really cool.
The
I've-
lack of pricing is a bit scary on those Grizzlies. Really, JP Morgan the shit out of me on that one.
Oh, yeah. Add to
And-
cart with no price.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it depends on how much work you want done,
Yeah, there you go.
because it's kind of an a la carte thing. It's like how you want it.
Right.
Mhm.
Well, I like the backpacker is the one that you picked, right, Sean?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I'm going to add it to cart and see what it says. It said I don't have enough money.
Right.
What?
You are not a buyer, sir.
Stop kicking the
I
tires.
love the description. Shorten and recrown barrel at 11 inches or whatever the customer requires. Require extra stubby.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome pick.
Great pick.
So
Thank you.
Maybe with the big old cowboy loop would be super cool on that little guy.
Dude,
it
why
had been
not?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
what's got a bigger,
It's already got a big one. Yeah.
a little bigger. I think the ones that are too big, I don't know if you've run one of those before.
No.
You get too much movement. I've got one on a
Bounce around inside the
Winchester. Yeah, you basically bounce around, so you've got to move your hand a whole bunch, and then you smash into the front of that lever that's way out there, and it's not as comfortable as you would think.
Were you wearing the proper rifleman
Yeah.
gloves, Tom?
Were you ranch handing it like rip?
Yeah. Hello.
No, I didn't have any gloves on.
Were you
But-
pansy barehanding it?
It
Oh.
feels like a lever gun with gloves is a bad idea because you got to stick a gloved finger in the trigger guard.
I thought that was the whole point of the bigger loop was the cowboy with his gloves.
Right.
Well, they don't make the finger part, the trigger part bigger, so I don't know. I never really understood that.
Man, when you're banging rounds from the hip, it doesn't matter, Tom.
When you're spinning it,
Right.
rifleman style.
Exactly right. That's why you have the cowboy loop, is because of the rifleman.
And
Yes.
now you wrap it with paracord. For
Because
the
you're
modern
tired
cowboy.
of bashing the hell out of your fingers.
Right.
I shushed you. For some reason, I had thought Sean had picked that. I had it in my head, but I do remember this. So you can talk about the other one now, Michael. Sorry.
I think you already did.
No, he didn't.
No?
Not
I think
really.
it was Henry made it.
Yeah,
Was it?
they do.
Yeah, the Henry U.S. Survival AR-7 22.
But it was made
Real
actually
funky.
before Henry, too.
Maybe this isn't the one because this doesn't have the big old fat floating stupid
But
stock
I think it
on
does, doesn't it?
Didn't Armalite
Yeah.
make one?
I don't know.
Yeah, somebody
I mean,
made
I
it
remember it
before
looked-
Henry was even around.
Yeah.
But I
'Cause
think
this has a
Henry makes it
Picatinny
now.
Rail and shit.
Do what?
This one has a Picatinny rail and everything. This is all
But
more
I think it
modern
still
than what I used to
floats.
look at.
Yeah, that's the AR-7. That's the same thing.
Cool. Yeah, that's always one of those when I was a kid. Or,
Do you
an old
remember?
kid, I guess.
So do you remember Marlin made the Papoose? It was kind of a similar thing, except it didn't like all fit in the stock.
Yep.
Those two, those were kind of cool. But I can remember looking at these and thinking these would be the coolest. You know how you're a kid, you think these survival things. And
Oh yeah,
Heck yeah.
I still think these things.
yeah, I said
I
you know,
literally
when
just
you're a
picked
kid,
one.
but I did, yeah. Like last week.
Right.
And in my head, I was walking around doing survival shit with that little, packable gun.
I always wonder how these would shoot. We need to buy a couple of these and just try them out, just for fun.
Or would I be bushcrafting?
Yeah, I was just going to ask. Now that we have clarification,
this is for sure survival.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be smoothing it out there.
Well, this would be a lot more smoothing it than if you were like throwing rocks at shit.
That's true.
Maybe it's in the semi-smooth category.
Yeah. The rocks work. I've killed a bunch of stuff with rocks when I was a kid on the creek.
Okay, let's not get you in trouble.
Yeah. Protect yourself,
Oh.
Tom.
I don't think I would get in trouble. I didn't kill people.
Okay, well that's where we.
All right. And on that note,
I didn't.
what are the first three things you do, Sean? Deny.
Mhm.
Deny, make counter accusations.
I'm just saying.
Too funny. All right. I'm sending Tom out into the wild on his hike. I went the other direction. I went Gucci'd out small block Chevy of the firearms world. Ruger 1022 mini takedown build.
Oh yeah.
So
Very cool.
1022 takedown.
Yeah.
Put it in a Magpul backpacker stock
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
because it's got the whole collapse into itself setup. But put this, I don't know if I can get a picture of this, if it'll work. A Delask carbon barrel. Maybe I'll send you the link. That'd be the way to go. Check this out. 9-inch carbon barrel for a Ruger 1022 takedown. So this is in the category like Sean's in, the mega stubby category. So like a fat carbon barrel takedown 1022.
Oh, cool. It's just past the stock.
Exactly. And you
That's
know
kinda
what?
Sexy.
It's threaded.
Oh, dude, I'm about that.
Yeah. So Tom's taking with him the Dead Air Mask 22 for a little whispery action out there while he's smoothing it. This is like super smoothing it.
Dude, this would be like such a nice, like if you're out in the Rockies, like a grouse gun where you could just like pop them in the head and put them on the fire.
Yeah. Hello, Northern Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
You couldn't get them integrally suppressed. I guess.
Ruger's doing their own in-house integrally
They're
suppressed
pretty
1022.
kind of big and blocky.
Yeah.
An in-house, Sean?
Yeah. And it looks badass, man. It looks nice.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
does. It looks like it's got some pretty decent volume on it, so it should be pretty quiet.
Yeah, it should be wicked quiet. I mean, ton of fucking volume.
Yeah. Very cool.
And I just like seeing Ruger's doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Right. Factory stuff. That's pretty hip.
Yeah, this is really cool. I'd never heard of this company.
Yeah, I hadn't either. Great find, man.
I think with this setup in get one of our clever friends to make a little Cordura bag, stash this all in, because I think the backpacker stock might not work with this stubby of a barrel unless it latches in. Does it latch into the forend?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's in the stock.
It does, but it looks like it actually grabs the... Oh, no, you're right. It does. So, yeah, it would work. You could slide this guy in like a half a little pouch on a backpack. I'd be a stubby dude. So there you go. I didn't pick an optic, Tom, because I know you're a nerd about that. You can pick what you want.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I spent too much on the gun anyway.
Yeah. Broke after this, man. I'll never financially recover from this.
I guess if I was Sean, I'd be like, sweet. I got the gun.
That's
Sucker.
right. Sucker. So I think that'd be perfect for Northern Michigan. You can do a lot with the 1022 here.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of small game stuff. So
I dig it. So several 22s, and a 44 mag.
Yeah.
All sexy.
Oh yeah.
What'd you pick for yourself?
So I went a different direction. So
What?
I know. So funny, I just bought one of these and I really like it. And I've played around in the creek a lot with not that one, this one. So that was from that same place that that 10-inch 870 was from.
I thought
D-Lask arms.
You just bought a 10-inch 870. I'm like, damn,
No.
nice.
No,
Yeah.
I bought a single shot Henry in 12 gauge, and
Come with Werther's originals, or
I really like single shot 12 gauges. So
Wow.
they're much lighter than a pump gun when you're carrying them in the field, and usually one shot is all I need. I've done quite a bit of hunting with them. This gun has the removable choke, so I actually like it. It's got really nice wood. It's a Henry, one of the blued ones, and we had a skeet shoot recently, and Ben is the only one that beat me. So, and that
Same.
he beat me in the shoot off because I was shooting a single and we had to shoot double. So it kind of sucked, that part. But
You brought a knife to a gunfight. Is what you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it shot good. So, and here's something else I just got that I really like. Let me find this. So I've been on a little bit of a shotgun spree, and I think for out in the woods and stuff, a 12 gauge can be pretty useful.
yeah,
You can use it for birds. You can use it for small game. You can load it up with buckshot, and you can use it for bigger game, slugs.
Slugs. Yeah.
slug for deer, man.
Heck yeah, all
I
day.
killed my first deer with a slug.
Yep.
Yeah,
Damn near knocked me
worked.
out of the tree.
right. Yeah, the 3-inch and 3.5-inch slugs suck.
Whew.
But this is, so I just got one of these, and it's after I lost because I missed on the doubles. I picked up one of these CZ Bob Whites.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen those, but it's like a field grade double,
Yep. Side by side.
and
Yeah.
it's got the straight stock, which I really like. But these aren't priced too bad. Like, I was pretty impressed with the price. It's got removable chokes also.
Nice.
And I
Yeah,
can't
man.
wait.
Side by sides. That's what we used growing up.
They're pretty sexy,
Using for-
right?
Upland hunting and using them just sitting by the door. I mean,
Yeah.
that was just what we used.
Yeah.
I think this is a good looking gun, and like
It
the
is.
price is like $6 something.
Yeah. And he's talking about a CZ Bob White. I don't
Yeah.
know if you said that or not.
For the kids at home.
Sorry,
Yeah.
CZ Bob
shotgun.
White. I got a 12 gauge side by side. It's got 28-inch barrel, straight grip. Really not highly figured wood, but really nice wood. Just not highly figured,
Yeah.
and it's some kind of a black finish. It's not blued, but it looks really pretty classic.
Yeah. Got some fun lasering on it and some checkering that kind of brings it old school.
Right.
Yeah, for $625-$30. It's tight
Yeah, man.
too. Like, it is really tight.
Well, you're not going to lose next time.
That's right.
At that price, it wouldn't bother me to cut the barrels off down at the fucking 4-inch.
So CZ already does that. So if you go on their
really?
website, they already make a coach gun, double barrel coach guns, and they have some hammered ones too.
Sean's like, all right, students, cracks knuckles.
CZ, they make a
Here's your first
CZ
assignment.
hammer coach.
Nice.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I like CZ stuff, man. They're
Too much barrel steel.
Too much.
What are you trying to reach out and poke the deer?
Yeah.
This is super flashback time. That's what, when I was a kid, my dad and I would go hunting. This is what he has used for years and years and years. Not a CZ, but a side by side.
Yeah.
And I would haul this 410 single shot shotgun around. Except mine didn't have a beautiful paddle lever like that. Mine, I think I got it down in the basement. My grandfather gave it to me. The brake action lever is worn so small that as a kid I could barely open the thing, which
Can't.
as an adult, right, I realized that's probably why my dad was happy to have me use that gun, because I couldn't fucking open it once I fired it and load it again.
One and done.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, it was like very difficult to get the gun open for me as a young guy. So
I will tell you, I've carried like the New England Arms single shots that they're very functional. I've killed a lot of stuff with them, but and I've used pumps and semi-autos, all that. But the Henry single shot is really well built, and the CZ Bob White is really well built. For the money, they're like quite a few steps up from the New England Arms stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like nostalgia or, but like the smell and the sound of busting open a side by side or an over under.
yeah,
Click.
The shells popping out, and that smell on a cold morning it's a good smell.
yeah. Good memories associated.
Smell is the biggest memory association.
Yeah.
It just takes you back. It's really cool.
Of me missing Dove.
I've never done Dove. I would really like to try that sometime. And I've seen like in South America where they like have cases of shotgun shell holes on the ground and hundreds of doves. It's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it's 12 here, so don't get too excited. But it's fun.
Right.
I did public land once, and it was not fun.
5 million
It was
other people.
Yeah, my hat, I got a little rain.
Wow.
You know, every once in a while, you're like,
Little
I don't
pellet.
like this. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave up hunting with the shotgun and I just started shooting bowling pins instead. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Which you also get rained on, but sometimes in the face. But clearing a 8-pin bowling pin table in a couple of seconds is absolute riot with 12 gauge. Super fun. That's exactly what it is. As fast as you can go, but you can only put 8 in the gun. So you got to hit.
Really?
Yeah. See, there's 8. It's a two layer table. So an upper shelf and a lower shelf made out of steel with deflectors, 45-degree angle deflectors on the front. And real live bowling pins. And you get 8 shots in the gun, and you can have more, so you can load, but you're going to lose. So you pretty much have to get them. And it isn't tip them over. They actually have to leave the table. So they end up at the front edge of this steel table. And I think there's I don't remember if there's a book or article that was written about shooting bowling pins, and it's titled "Shoot the White Part."
Are bowling pins cheaper than I think they are? Because it seems like that.
These are discards from
Kinda
bowling
expensive.
alleys and stuff.
Yeah. So after they're done,
Right. Once they're all used up and cracked and a mess. But the funny part is when you shoot pins, like the pins start to get loaded with shot.
they get heavier.
They get heavier. So it gets harder to get them off the table. Right. So the further you get along, the harder the pins are to move. And if you just like hit the top of the pin, trust me, it does not go off the table. It just tips over and laughs at you. So you have to hit the fat part of the pin, and guys do it in like a couple of 3 seconds or something crazy, or I don't know. The times were super stupid fast, but the fun part was you could build a 870 or an 1187 that had a Sean Kendrick disapproved length barrel, but it was because you had a monster tube.
Yeah. Have you seen
You had an
the?
8-shot tube.
I just sent you a link to the new Mossberg 940s, the Jerry Michalik sponsored ones.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
They're really cool.
those are cool.
That would
they're
be
slick.
perfect.
They had one of those at my local, and I got to handle it. Very nice. Very nice.
Right?
Shotgun.
Mossberg's really stepping up.
Yeah, they are.
he knows a thing or two about shooting.
He does.
So did his daughter.
Lena's Instagram is hilarious. Yeah, her Instagram.
I follow
is really
both him and his daughter.
fun. Yep.
They're awesome shooters. Well, cool. This was a fun episode, guys.
Yeah.
What else?
I don't know. We're really long on time.
Sounds about right.
So we probably shouldn't talk about anything else unless there's something we want to talk about.
No, I don't think so. What do you guys got any shows coming up?
Yeah. Nashville.
This is the part where Birch starts to hyperventilate.
Yeah, but it's last one of the year.
Nice.
So What-
Yeah.
whatever. I'm taking whatever I take, and Gus may show up. We may, put together some pieces or not. Who knows? I don't know what the hell's going on.
I've kind of gotten that way with my shows. It's like, I can remember like you wouldn't work all month and you'd take 100 knives and you come back and you pay all your bills and you'd still be broke. So now I just keep the bills paid and what I take is what I take. I still try to build stuff, but I don't stress it like I used to.
I had less than a month between here or between Friday Night
Right.
Blade Affair and this one. So just kind of go have some fun, take some knives, hopefully.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Did you talk about that collab in your Facebook group, Michael?
I posted it. I think it was
Okay.
I don't know if I said it was a collab with Gus or not.
Yeah. So Gus, in this case, that Michael's mentioned a couple times, is Gus Cicchini,
Yeah.
which would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did one liner, and he's done, a lot of the steel, his own steel. And he's like, oh, you make a frame lock. But I'm like, my frame lock's not going to look as cool as the machining you do.
It's not a 5-axis frame lock.
No, not at all. So it's definitely a little bit daunting to take that on.
Yeah.
But I think it'll look cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You've been building some really cool stuff lately.
Yeah. For
Thanks,
sure.
man.
And like, I'm sure going crazy with the Pearl, but
Yeah, that was that last one took me a while.
it was absolutely beautiful, but I think I would have like slipped my wrist down the road before I got it finished.
Yeah, there was some times when I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Challenges, as they say.
Yeah. But
You learned a lot, I'm thinking. It was absolutely stunning.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So Michael will be in Nashville. I'll be at the Nashville show. Tom, you're not coming up for that?
I don't think so. Yeah, probably not.
All right. What about you, Sean? Any chance we're going to see you in there?
Dude, I don't think so, although it is tempting
Okay.
just to come and hang out and fart around.
Yeah. Slide down for the day.
I think there's a show this weekend here in Arkansas.
Oh,
like
yeah?
15 miles from the shop
Wow.
that I just found out about, which is crazy.
Huh.
I think it's literally like 10 miles away.
You should go check it out.
I will. I'm planning on it. But yeah, they used to be in Little Rock, and I guess the guy that was doing that stiffed about $30,000 worth of dollars from people.
Oh.
And now the new guy has it, and it's going to be literally in Vaughn, Arkansas, which is between me and the airport.
Wow.
Which is 15 miles away.
Huh.
So yeah, I'm going to try to figure it out and check it out. And my shows are winding down for the year too, Michael. I'm honestly kind of happy. This is the least shows that I've done in years. This year.
This is the most.
Yeah.
Right.
Most I've ever done. I just want to make some Damascus.
Yeah, man. You've been stacking them up.
I've got Kentucky, and then I'm all done for the year.
Yeah. Nice.
But no extra money, which is strange. I'm like, work so hard, so little money.
Shows are expensive, and they're getting more expensive. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of crazy. They've gotten kind of, people are like, oh, you're making all the money at a show, but it's like by the time you get done, you definitely make more money if you stay home.
Oh yeah, part of it.
But yeah, I mean, it's part of the show thing is part of it. So that's what we do.
Oh yeah.
Well, cool, guys.
Yeah, good episode, guys.
Yeah, that was fun.
I got 2 words for Michael's money. Pony car.
Pony car, money pit.
A lot of money.
It's going to be cool when you get it done, though.
Super cool.
I mean, it'll still be a Ford, but
Yeah, I mean, it won't be that cool, but
we'll be happy for you.
Right. I may unofficially appreciate it.
It's going to look cool.
And 2028, when it's halfway done.
Right.
When they've outlawed gasoline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, probably.
Damn
Yeah.
it.
You'll get it finished. You'll have to convert it.
Being
E-Stang.
electric.
Yeah.
Good times.
All right. Good stuff, fellas. Fun episode. Lots of interesting picks. 2 Benchmades. All over the place on a bunch of other ones. Good stuff.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, requisite Swiss Army knife in the pick list.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thanks again to our friends on Patreon for all of your help and support. It really stacks together and helps us get this show down the road. And also highest of fives to George at American Metal Exchange. Go hit him up if you need some
Heck yeah.
cool stuff to make your knives from, or gadgets, or any of it. So,
Me do right.
yeah, in case you just want some interplanetary chunks around.
Interplanetary chunks.
Yeah.
This sounds funny.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We'll talk to you next time.
Later, guys.
Thanks, folks.
Thanks all.
To learn more about our makers, you can find Tom Crine on the web at crineknives.net, in his Facebook group, Crine Knives, or in his Instagram account, at Crine Knives. For Michael Birch, check birchtreeblades.com, Facebook group Birch Tree Blade Works, or Michael's Instagram at birchtreeblades. For myself and the Raygun Bead Project, we're on the web at raygundivision.com. We have a Facebook group called Raygun Division, or my personal Instagram at msteiner. For those interested in photos, references from the show, or some discussion about the show itself, you can find us on the web at markofthemaker.com, in a Facebook group called Mark of the Maker, or on our Instagram at Mark of the Maker. Last but not least, the ultra cool and haunting background music we use for the show is a piece called Noir Guitar by Stevie's Amp Shack, found at the Free Music Archive and licensed under Creative Commons CC BY 4.0. Thanks for listening.